anything.
How have you felt about the pass protection these last two practices?
Today, actually, I thought it was a little bit better than yesterday. And it's been kind of almost 2 weeks now where we haven't had, I would say, the greatest pass protection. But the thing that with offensive football and passing the ball, it's, no doubt up front, all right, all five of those guys, but it's the quarterback getting it off on time. It's the running backs stepping up in protection, freezing linebackers and blitzers at the line of scrimmage. It's the receivers getting off the ball, creating more separation. So it's always going to fall on the offensive line and the quarterback. But this is a group effort. This is me calling better plays. There's some times in practice where I'm putting Zach in terrible situations. Sometimes on purpose. Sometimes it's just a bad call. So it's just a work in progress. It's Zach getting used to playing in a pocket. And I truly believe when you have a rookie quarterback, even if it's just our defense, they want to come at him a little bit harder than they're going to come at a veteran that's been in the pocket before. And that's not going to change this whole year.
We can ask James Morgan just his performance in practices here in Green Bay. Do you notice any nerves a little bit? Obviously.
No, he was. He's been excited about this since he found out we were coming to Green Bay, probably back in May. So it's cool. I know his school's a mile and a half away. I know Aaron was pretty fired up to figure or find out about that. But he's done a good job. James, he hasn't. Last Saturday was his first time playing NFL football. He's been in obviously practice and stuff like that, but getting out there for his first preseason game, knocking off some nerves. And I thought he really settled down in the game, and he's doing the same thing. I mean, again, this is really, in essence, his first training camp too. Last year was such a modified training camp, and now he's learning his second system in 2 years. So every day is a process for him, just like it is for Zach and Mike White. But he's doing a good job. He's such a cool guy to work with, and you can see why he's been so successful up until this point, and he'll continue to work.
What have you and Matt been able to do this week other than top the shot outside of football and all that? What have you guys been?
Not much. I mean, I've been staying at his place at night and stuff like that. But usually I get home and I say hi to my mom and dad, and we're off to bed. And it's been more for our families. We're trying to still get sleep because we're in training camp mode right now. But usually when we're together, that's kind of all we're doing. Anyways, is talking ball or hanging out and chilling and playing with the kids and stuff like that. But I'll see him tonight. I'll see him tomorrow. See him Saturday morning, and then we'll be off and won't see him until off season.
He seemed looser in this camp. He came in 2 years ago like any new head coach. Show yourself. He's 26 and 6. Have you seen much evolution with him? Have you seen more confidence as he's had success?
Yeah, I think anytime you go through, him being a first-time head coach, before that a first-time play caller, I mean, there's a learning curve. There's a process of, what your message wants to be every single day to your coaching staff, to your players, to your organization, So he's going into year 3. He's, I'm biased, but he's had pretty good success, and on top of it, they have some pretty good players, and I think there's just been such a good mesh here of, the coaching and the players and doing what Aaron does best, and you can see it out there. That's a group that, you can tell is tight, and you can see why they've won so many games.
Mike, how would you assess Mekhi Becton so far in camp?
Mekhi's going through some things right now. He's not playing at his best, and he knows that. But at the same time, kind of like I was just saying with all the pass protection, how it takes all 11. Mekhi, he didn't have a training camp last year. He didn't have an OTAs this last May in June. So he's still working through some things. I got all the confidence in the world in Mekhi because 1, I know how talented he is, and 2, he's a good dude, and he's going to work through all this stuff, So we got a long way to go across that whole front, across this whole offense, and myself included, So he'll keep on going. We're only 1 preseason game in. We still have over 3.5 weeks until we go out and play Carolina, and every day there's still slight improvements that he's making, and we're just trying to take it one day at a time right now.
You say he's going through some things. Is that physical? Is that mental?
Yeah, just the NFL game, just the everyday process of, again, a training camp, going up against a guy like Carl Lawson every single day in practice, a guy that's been very successful in this league, and he has to, it's showing up to work every day as an absolute professional, which he does mentality-wise. It's just, again, his first true training camp against some really elite competition, and I think it's only making him better, even if sometimes the results aren't showing. I know he knows how much work he's getting in with the group that he has to go against every single day, and particularly in Green Bay today, or the last 2 days with what they have on their edges.
How cool is it to be able to make a LaFleur family reunion? I know it's for the rest of your families more at the house, but just to have this opportunity, your NOC, your brother's the head coach. I know you grinded for years to get to this point, but for you and your brother, lots happened in just like the last 3 years.
Yeah, No, I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't say it wasn't pretty cool. For me, I mean, it's like I'm so thankful that I've had the opportunity to work with so many people that have allowed me to get into this position, being Saleh, being Kyle Shanahan, knowing Sean, obviously working with my brother, Dan, like just so many people have helped me get to a position where I feel like I can actually do this thing. But really, I'm so proud of him. You know, I'm almost a little fanboy when I get to watch Green Bay. It's like I root for him so much more than I'd root for myself. You know, so I'm just proud of him and what they're doing here. And like I said earlier, I mean, you can totally see this team is gelled, and they'll continue to, and hopefully they can do what we all want them to do at some point.
Take a couple more.
For you going into being a play caller, OC, and getting to do all that stuff, wait your whole career to get a chance to do it at the highest level.
Yeah, I mean it's exciting, but again, you know, obviously I'm the one calling plays and kind of I guess putting together this offense, but there's so many other pieces involved with these players. I mean, and our coaching staff. It's a collaborative effort. It always will be. I'm leaning on these guys. We got a good mix of young and old. John Becton, just being a guy that I've been with the last 4 years and has a lot of history in this league. So yeah, I'm the one calling it, but it's so collaborative, and it always will be because it takes so many people in this league to be successful. Players, coaches, organization, everybody, anyone that's involved with these players, it takes.
When Aaron spoke yesterday, he talked about talking to you and Zach and the other QBs yesterday, and he said he was just curious about some of the similarities between the systems, and I think he said he offered up some tips about red zone maybe. I think he said just what was that like? Spending time with Aaron, and how good can that be for Zach?
It's so huge. Aaron's such an easy guy to talk to, first of all, and he was giving tips on 2-minute and stuff like that, and a guy that's. I mean, it's no secret. He's 3 MVPs and 16 years in this league, and you can't buy experience. You have to earn it, and he's earned it for 16 years. And the stuff that he's gone through, he's been in the league double the years I have, and almost double the years that my brother has, like 5 or 6 extra years than him, or something like that. So, for Matt, for myself, for any of us to not listen to what he has to say would be almost negligence, because he has so much information in there, and for him to be willing to share for Zach and our quarterbacks and for me is it's huge. It really is.
Can we talk about Matt's evolution? It was a pretty eventful offseason here in Green Bay. You might have heard about it.
Yep.
What did you see from Matt during the past several months? How do you see him kind of navigate?
He goes one day at a time. I've said it before. I mean, it's like there's 25 hours in a day for him. He just continues to work, and you can only control what you control, and so whatever was happening, I don't really know. I'm not in that building, and I really don't even ask the questions. I just know Matt shows up to work every single day, and he works as hard as he can for these players in this organization, and it really never changed from the moment that season ended last year to where he is right now, and I truly mean that.
One more right here.
No update.
Is there anything in particular you want to see from this offense in the second preseason game?
Yeah, I mean, what I liked about the first preseason game, first of all, was I loved how Zach and really all the quarterbacks had a good command of the offense. I've been in the first preseason game of year ones before, where there is so many pre-snap penalties, and that's what drives players and coaches nuts. And we only had one. And I was pretty proud of them for that. I thought our assignment-wise, we were pretty dang good when you looked at it. We just didn't sustain and strain and finish enough. It wasn't a lack of competes or anything like that. It just was going against a whole different deal. It's our first game under the lights. Here we are. We haven't had fans in, seems like in forever. And so now they got that one under their belt. They're playing somewhat of a similar scheme that we played last week. And so you'd like to just kind of see, like I said, a little bit more of that finish. And our guys know that. But, we got a good group of guys, so I'm expected to see it.